Next up, this is something that I found on Instagram, and a lot of people call these like their postpartum cots, but it's basically like this IKEA trolley, or you can get them anywhere. Like I've seen them in so many different stores now, but it's basically just like a trolley with different levels where you can roll around. I'm going to be using that. I think I'm going to be using that upstairs up here, where I can roll it from the bedroom to the bathroom, and I'm going to make that my postpartum slash baby cot. I'm going to put diapers in there, like everything that I need to get my hands on quickly. It's got like 3 levels, the one that I have. The top I am going to be using for like this what do they call it, like a diaper caddy type of thing. I didn't use that with my son, but I did use that with my daughter. That's why I'm not going to be talking about it in this video, but I'll talk about that in like my newborn essentials video because I used it a lot for my daughter. But I can put that on top. It's just something you can constantly change. I still use it now in the bathroom. I just put my kids' toys in there. I put some towels on there. It's just like so multifunctional. You can make whatever you want. It's definitely something that is going to be for newborn phase and for postpartum, but I am also going to be making a postpartum video because I've changed a lot of things over the experiences that I've had, and my postpartum card is definitely not as stacked as most that I see online. Like some people go insane with the amount of items. I did not. I went very, very minimal, as minimal as I could go. But anyway, yeah, just like I've just written IKEA trolley, but any type of trolley with like 3 levels or a couple of levels that you can just make it into whatever you want to for those newborn days. You can roll it around. I would love to just have a 1-story house that I could roll that thing around everywhere with me. When I go downstairs, I'm just going to fill up a little caddy and just bring that downstairs. And the trolley thing will stay up here because I think I'm going to be spending a lot of time up here just trying to get away from the noise that is going to be happening downstairs with my kids. My kids are also going to school now, so you know, I'll be alone with baby a lot of the times, but I think I'll be spending a lot of time like in the bed and just like chilling up here to get some peace and some sleep. Next up, pillow, and I'm specifically talking about this pregnancy pillow, breastfeeding pillow, whatever you want to call this. I use this now to sleep, but I will use this for breastfeeding as well. And I've got the big one. You can get specific ones that are smaller, that are like literally half the size of this. I actually have one from the IKEA, just like the standard one from the IKEA. That one is harder. I also like that one because especially Maya was a little bit smaller than Mateo, and with that one I could get her like closer up and it was just easier. But I also still use this, not only for breastfeeding, but if you put a little cover or a little sheet over this, you can use this as like a lounger. If you don't want to spend a lot of money on like one of those bouncers or whatever, you can literally use this as a lounger. I use this for both as well, because sometimes they get bored of the, you know, the, what's it called? The jumper, I don't know. Sometimes they can get bored of that and they want to change its pace, and you can put them in this and just put a cover over it. Done. And they can get nice and snug in there. But yeah, multifunctional, definitely a necessity for me. It just makes breastfeeding easier. They can lounge in it. I also use this as a like separator, or if I was lying on the couch and I just wanted to be extra safe, I would put this around baby so that there's more of a wall. We also have a German Shepherd, a big dog, and she's not inside that much now just because the kids go crazy. But then, like I remember with Mateo, she was inside a lot more, and I would use that as like a little bit of a wall to kind of separate, you know, so that he was more well, I was also more comfortable that way. But that pillow, gotta have it. Next up, I'm speeding it up a little bit because I feel like I'm going to be talking forever, but I'm passionate about this, is a Maxi Cozy car seat. So that is this here. Now, it doesn't have to be from Maxi Cozy. There's lots of different brands, so many out there. I just have the one from Maxi Cozy. I never bought this, not for any of my children. Don't spend a lot of money on it, okay? Because these sets that you get with the car seat, the bassinet, the pram, then like the sit function, they are so much money. Look on secondhand websites, because for the amount of time that you actually use it, it's not worth that huge amount of money. I mean, I get like people on who are influencers and all of that, they get gifted by these companies, and it's still, I would still say, go and look for a set from a company that you want to use from, but 100% you will find one secondhand. 100%. This is secondhand. So the first one that we used was a secondhand one that my sister-in-law gifted us with Matteo. We ended up using that one for Maya as well. And we ended up using her pram set and bassinet and all of that from her kids. And we ended up using that for Maya and Matteo as well. I did end up giving that back because we didn't, at that point, baby number 3 was just not in the picture. So I ended up giving that back and she ended up selling it. But my brother then had another baby, and I think she also got the second hand. I'm not 100% sure anymore. She did tell me, but I don't remember. But yeah, we're using her set now. So now I've got her, she's got like the seat function, the bassinet, which the bassinet is also something I'm going to be using a lot more. Again, I'll talk about it in a future video. That's not something that I used very frequently. But honestly, like the whole pram set and everything, we never actually ended up using that much. Just because I would either put this in the trolley when I went shopping or whatever, instead of getting the whole pram thing out, and it's too much. It's too much. So I didn't end up using the bassinets and all of those. I didn't end up using it that much. This, obviously, this is also a car seat. You have the base that it clicks into as well. But yeah, this is a slightly higher version than the first one that I had. It's got like the newborn pillow. It's definitely a little bit more functional than the first one that I had. The first one that I had was quite an old version of this, but I think this is the Pebble Cabrio Fix. I don't know. It's just this thing. Yeah, you use it a lot. You use it a lot. It definitely is a necessity. I was actually thinking before I knew that my sister-in-law still had this set, because we thought, oh no, we're gonna have to buy this new. And there is a thing here in Belgium with your health insurance, you can actually get one of those sets as your like newborn gift, which is amazing. It really, really is. Like our healthcare system here in Belgium is definitely like amazing. So we were going to do that before I knew that she had this. But I was also looking into getting the Doona. Now Doona is quite well known. It's the one that has basically the wheels like attached to it and you could just click it into, but the set for that was around about 600 euros, which is not a lot compared to the other sets, you know, with the bassinet and everything. But we were looking into that, to getting that, because it's kind of like a 2-in-1 situation. But now that we have this, we don't have to do that. But that was something that I was looking into doing. So if you don't have either the space to store all of these different components, which we also don't really have, I'm actually looking to clear out a spot for it so that we can use it more frequently, because that's the main reason why we hardly used it, is just because we didn't have the room for it. Oh, my battery's gonna die. There we go. Yeah, we didn't have a lot of room for it, so it was always stuffed in a corner or put in the car, and we'd either forget about it or we wouldn't use it as frequently. So the Doona, in that sense, it does make a lot of sense. And I was also trying to find one secondhand and all that, but again, because my sister-in-law had this, it was just kind of like a no-brainer, like, you know. Also, my brother is going to be the godfather, so this is very nicely gifted to us, and she said that I could sell this and then put it towards, you know, for baby girl. I keep on saying baby girl, but we've already announced her name, for Luna. For Luna. I want to say it more in front of like my kids so that they also remember. So yeah, we can put that money towards her like bank account and her savings and all that, which is really, really nice. So lovely gift, really lovely gift. Next up, glow in the dark dummies or pacifiers or whatever you want to call them. I use the ones from Bibs, which personally I don't really like, because now my son has a little bit of a gap. You can tell, like his teeth, because they are just like the really, like the, you know, like the thick basic dummy. But the brand that I want to use is a brand here in Belgium called Diffrax or something like that. And their dummies are specifically like, first of all, I think there's no like silicone in there or something. I don't know, I don't remember. But the shape of the dummy it's going to prevent any like misformation when it comes to teeth or anything like that. And I definitely want to stick to that because I remember with Maya, I wanted to do that and I ended up having someone gifted us, or was it in like a goodie bag or something? I ended up trying the Bibs one and she preferred the Bibs one because it is bigger and they can suck on it a lot better. But down the line, especially now, they're still using the Bibs one. Even my son, I've seen online from like other mothers sharing their experience that the kids are a lot more addicted to it and their teeth are like misformed from the dummies. They do love it, yes, and yes, it is a lot more soothing and comforting, but I definitely I'm going to really try with those other ones. They are a different shape, but it is down the line going to be better for their teeth. Yeah. But just glow in the dark dummies, because the amount of times that you lose those dummies, honestly, the sound of a dummy falling on the floor has literally traumatized Mitch and I. It's traumatized us. Whenever we hear it now, it's just like, ugh, it sends shivers up our spine. It really does. Just that sound has traumatized us, and then you have to try and find it, and then obviously not switch on the light so you don't wake up your baby. You should just get glow in the dark ones, okay? Just spend those extra, it's usually like an extra euro or two for a glow in the dark one, but just do it. It's worth it. Trust me, it is worth it. Next up is baby camera. Now I didn't really, in the beginning when they are like newborn, they're obviously sleeping within your eyesight a lot of the times. Like you don't really leave your baby alone. And here in Belgium, they are actually quite strict and say that like quite a lot in the newborn phase, is that don't leave your baby alone for at least like the first 6 months. Now, honestly, Maya and Matteo, both of them slept in their own room from 5 months just because everything was waking them up. We were waking them up. The noise downstairs was waking them up. It was just better that they slept in their own room. It's different in every country. I see that from videos that I watch from people that I follow in the US or like in Australia or in England, or, you know, it is different rules, different like sort of like principles or whatever in each country. But here we were just always told that, you know, the first 6 months your baby doesn't really sleep alone. You are always within eyesight of them. That was just not possible for me with my kids. I had to put them in a separate room because otherwise they would not sleep. So a baby camera definitely did give us that peace of mind. The camera, honestly, I don't hear it a lot of people using just like the sound baby monitor thing. A lot of the times now it's like even on your phone, which I also don't like. Like I would definitely personally opt for a camera and a separate device, because on your phone it constantly, I remember with, I think it was the Philips one that we had, I could also connect it to my phone, but I didn't like that. I just felt like I was constantly on my phone and it was bugging me. So just having that separate screen just does feel a lot better. The one that we actually still use now is one where you can add multiple cameras to it. And it's also one that it like every 10 seconds switches between the two cameras. It is a nice one. And it's not also a super expensive one. Like you don't need to go for those, I don't even know the brand of the one that we have. I really don't. And it works, it still works. The first one that we had, which was on our baby registry list, was with Matteo, was a Philips one. That one ended up breaking after 1.5 years. I did get my money back for it because it was a lot of money. Yeah, it ended up breaking. It never had good connection. The screen would constantly like freeze, which is obviously like the most irritating thing. And now I've got one that I don't even know the brand of. I think I got it on Amazon. It was half the price of the Philips one, and it still works. It still works. And we've been using it for like more than 3 years now. So it's a little bit battered and not all the buttons work anymore, but that's just because my kids have thrown around the screen thing and yeah. But yeah, I would highly just recommend a baby camera. It just gives you a peace of mind when your baby has to sleep somewhere. Even, you know, I've even used it when I remember using it for when Matteo, because I had Matteo and Maya very close together, and when I had to leave Matteo alone downstairs, he was still a little bit too small for my liking. I would put one of the cameras on him downstairs. I would check on him. I would use it that way as well. So not only for sleep, just to, you know, be sure. He would be in like a baby chair. It would be secure. But I would still use that to check on him. So yeah, it gives you a peace of mind as a parent to be able to see your baby and check on them. Next up, shortly, vitamin D drops. I, with my son, did not use this enough. The first time he got sick was with COVID. Vitamin D, when they are very, very small, like honestly, vitamin D here in Belgium, they say for the first 7 years is very important. And it's only been recently that I take vitamin D every single day, not in spring and summer, but in the, autumn, winter, that I noticed that it really does help. Like it really helps with the amount of times that we've gotten sick with my kids as well. Don't use it in spring and summer, but we do use it in autumn and winter. And just with baby in general, you shield them from the sun anyway when they are so incredibly small, because their skin is so incredibly fragile and so sensitive. So those vitamin D drops that you give every single day, they do make a difference. They really help with their immune system. If you are breastfeeding, you can literally just like drop a few drops on your nipple and that they have it in that way. But I would honestly not skip this, because I did with Matteo, and we definitely did notice that he got sick a little bit more. He had more runny noses, and yeah, I wouldn't skip it. It just does, it's that little bit extra supplement. It's just a few drops a day, and it does make a difference. Next up is a baby, I've just written baby bag. Honestly, like a diaper bag or whatever you call it. I'm gonna be using a different one, but honestly, I used a different one with Matteo and Maya, but it was still like a diaper bag, like a specific bag where you put their stuff in. Or even if it's just like an oversized shoulder bag or mom bag or whatever you wanna call it, where you can also put your stuff in and put their stuff in, but just like a bag where you could put your diapers in, you could put all of your necessities that you need when you go out. And always have this ready for the go, because having it prepared beforehand, especially if you have multiple kids, lifesaver. Really, really is. Even now, I have a bag with just like spare clothes and just wipes, because for like their sticky hands and all of that, just in case. You never know when you have to get up and get going somewhere quickly. You don't want to have to put everything together, because then the kids are excited that they're going somewhere and they want to put the shoes on and the jacket on, and it just ends up becoming chaotic. And it's the same when you have a baby. Like if they are screaming or they need to be fed or you need to be somewhere on time, it's just so much easier having that ready on the go. I've even heard of moms having like a separate bag in their car as well. Also a really great idea. I never really did that. Just like having the bag ready all the time by the door just always worked. But yeah, having a specific baby or diaper bag or whatever you want to call it, it's just really easy. Even if you have, I've seen that people use like separate little pouches, like little bags within a bigger bag, so that you don't have multiple bags. And I think I'll also do that. Is I have put a diaper bag, but it honestly just looks like a regular shoulder bag, and it's nice and big and oversized, where I'm also just going to put my stuff in, because I'll have the kids' stuff in there as well, their spare clothes. So it needs to be a big bag and needs to have everything in it. Next up, a nose sucker / cleaner. I don't have the one that we used, but we used the one with like the thing that you have to suck on. I'm not going to do that anymore. I'm going to go for the one that you have to squeeze now, because I definitely did not like using that. I used it for both of my kids, for Maya and Matteo, and it did work, but I ended up using the saline water ones that you just have to squirt up their nose. Like you have to lay them on their side, squirt up their nose, and then it comes out the other side. I ended up using those more than the sucker thing, but I still found that I needed something to suck those boogers out, So I'm going to be going for the different option, just because I don't know, I just didn't like it. I just did not like that. There are lots of, you can get ones that are like battery powered as well. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to go for the simple hand one, because I don't like the idea of something electronic near my kid's nose. I don't know, that's just me. But yeah, you definitely need a nose sucker or a nose cleaner. Like not only a nose sucker, but also there's like those things that you squirt up their nose that, it's just like salt water. That's all it is. It's just salt water, just to clean their nose, because in the beginning their nose is so stuffy and boogery, and you need to get it out. And we still use those salt water pipette things now for the kids. Honestly, it's a necessity. And I would have that on hand all of the time in every single room that your kids are in, just have it, because as soon as you have to start looking for it and you've, like now I have to talk them into it, but when your baby is fussy and you can see like a giant booger there, you don't want them to like sniff it back up, and you know what I mean? Like just have them available everywhere in that little caddy that you have around or whatever. Just make sure that you have it available. Next, I've written blankets. So I've bought this one over. This is actually a new one that I've bought, but I've got a couple in like a separate bin, but it is definitely like just baby blankets, but specific blankets, like not big oversized blankets, but just like this size. All of the ones that I have in there actually are all this specific size, because you can swaddle them in it, you can bundle them up in it, and this one's a little bit thicker because I'm going to be having an autumn baby, and it's the first time, like Maya and Matteo were summer babies, so I still use blankets. They were just like the very, very thin ones, and I do still have them. They are like the Muslim wraps, the really like thin ones, but I will also still use that, you know, but I'll probably just put another blanket over on top for like in the pram, or I also use those like really thin ones to put over the pram just so that it's like a little bit darker, but they're very, very breathable. But again, those are because I had summer babies, but this one's a little bit thicker and it's so nice. I got this, guys, if you're living in Belgium, I got this in the Zeeman. So nice. It is so soft. It's like stretchy as well. It's really, really nice. It's still got that like fabric smell. I need to wash everything, but I'm obviously not going to do that now. I'm only 23 weeks pregnant. I'll do it near the end. But yeah, just like specific baby blankets, and have them in like a basket or a whatever separately from your other blankets, because otherwise you will end up losing them. Like you'll end up losing them to the dog or to your other kids or whatever. And that way also for me, it just helped with like the washing, for example, because otherwise I would think, damn it, when was the last time I washed that? Or when was, you know, it's just like a simple thing like that. And you can get really nice fancy ones. It's usually like nice when people gift you like a blanket like this. It's always handy. I've got like a Dumbo one that my mom gifted me. I still have my baby blankets. Maya and Matteo sleep with both of them. It's just, yeah, you can never have enough blankets. And especially like the fact that my kids are using my baby blankets is just like so... It's just amazing. It's just amazing. And blankets you can use your entire life. It's something that you can never have enough of, honestly. The amount of times that they poop or spit up or whatever on them, it's just nice to have spare. And then last up. So this is something that I used different products for Maya and Matteo from like different brands, I mean, but I wanted to just specifically say baby organic products. Like go as organic vegan as you can, because in the beginning their skin is so incredibly fragile, it's just so sensitive that it's best to go as organic and as natural as you can. And for Matteo, actually no, for both of my kids I use the same brand. Yes, so for Matteo I used the brand called Naive here in Belgium. I think it's a Belgian brand. You can also get it in the Netherlands. Maybe you can just get it in Europe in general. You can get it in quite a lot of different stores. Like you can even get it in the local grocery store now. But I remember with Matteo, you couldn't. Like it was quite a new product then, and they were a little bit more expensive then, whereas now they're a little bit more affordable and you can get them anywhere. That's what I used for Maya and Matteo, and I really, really liked it. I did find it a bit difficult because they've got lots of different products. They've got lots of different creams, and to find like the right cream I didn't find the right cream for my kids. Both of them, I have very difficult skin, so they might have gotten that from me, but like my kids now, Matteo has got very, very dry skin, whereas my daughter, her skin is completely different compared to his. His skin is also just like a little bit more sensitive. He burns a lot faster than Maya does. You know, they just have different types of skin. Matteo definitely takes after me a little bit more. But finding a cream for your kids was a challenge for me, because even the natural products of Naive, it didn't really seem to be enough. Like it needed to be a really thick based cream so that their skin stayed hydrated for a longer period of time, because we bath them every second night. And when they're a newborn, honestly, it's recommended here in Belgium anyway, to not bath them that frequently. Like I think we only did it like two times a week, just because their skin, like I said, is so incredibly fragile. You don't want to overdo it. You just don't want to overdo it. You know, there's lime scale in your water, and I mean, you can even, you can even get those filter things now for on the top of your shower to filter the water for when you bath your newborn. Like, it's amazing. I mean, the amount of things that they've designed nowadays is ridiculous. But yeah, we use Naive, we use the shampoo and the wash gel, and I never went overboard like with lots of different types of products. Like I even got like an oil and all of that. I never ended up using the oil. I just wanted a very basic shampoo, body wash, and cream, and that was it. That's all I wanted. But I ended up having to try lots of different, like I tried Mustela. Mustela is also a very like well-known brand. But again, like you've also got different ranges. You've got their natural, then you've got Switzel. There's just so many different brands out there, and that's actually the reason, now I have talked about this before, but it's the reason why Mitch started Meteo. He wanted to make a baby skincare line that was reliable, that you knew what you were putting on your baby's skin, that are just natural, organic, good products, and you don't have to worry. You know, that's what I am going to be using for baby girl now, but they are still, like I still before used natural organic products still, and I would still highly recommend looking into that more. If you are living in Belgium or the Netherlands, Mitch is also working on like the rest of Europe, and he also eventually wants to move to the US as well. But obviously, you know, it's still a little bit smaller at the moment, but that is going to be coming in the future. But it's just 3 simple products that you know you're good with your baby and you can trust. You recognize the ingredients on the back of the bottle, because that was something that frustrated us so incredibly much, is you look at the back of the bottle and you do not know what half of these things are. Like the names on them honestly just made me feel sick and made me feel like I was putting chemicals on my body, on my kid's body. These products are a must-have. Literally the stock for these products are like right behind the camera. Yeah, like I said, we're still small, but we are very, very proud of these products. And this is the reason why Mitch wanted to start Meteo. He also has a complete skincare line for adults, but he always started Meteo with these products in mind, because these were, when he started, were only just in production. So that is these 3. So these are the products. The line is named after this baby, after our 3rd baby. So it is the Luna Baby line. And this is the body wash, nice, good size. And the key ingredients are aloe juice, betaine, chamomile extracts, and linseed extract. Things that we all recognize, you know? You can use this for the whole family. I've also used this for myself because I really do like it. It's really nice. It's got like 3 separate colors as well, which I also just think this looks so nice in your bathroom. Like, how cute is that? With the little moon to represent Luna. So yeah, you've got the body wash, got the gentle shampoo, which is this one. And here it is aloe juice, betaine, prebiotics, and linden flower extract. By the way, follow Meteo on Instagram. He does very, very frequent videos where he explains each and every product. Like, he goes very, very in depth into it. We're very passionate about it because, again, these are products that you're putting on your kids' skin. You know, it's no joke. And then the baby lotion. Oh my God. Again, also a product that I've used for myself. I actually just need to try out the shampoo, and then I've tried all 3 of them. I love them myself as well. And it is like, you can't, it's not just because it's baby products that you can't use it yourself. I've done that with the Naive brand as well. But this is the body lotion. The key ingredients are vitamin C, vitamin E, linseed extract, shea butter, and cocoa butter. Smells amazing. And really, for my kids' difficult skin, I've noticed Maya's also had dry skin, but that's just because of it's summer and we have literally not had that much rain. Like, it's very, very dry. I've also noticed that her skin has started to become quite dry. Mateo always has dry skin, but this does wonders. This really does. It does absolute wonders. With the other creams, the ones from Naive and the ones from Mustela, literally after about 2-3 hours, their skin is back to dry. And with this, we can use this after bath, which we always do at night. By morning and throughout the whole day, you can feel that their skin is so nice and soft and hydrated. You can also see it. It's not just feeling it. You can see that their skin is hydrated, which also goes in mind for the Mateo products, the skincare products that he has. Ever since I've been using them for almost a year now, and I have noticed such a difference in my skin. Like I said, I've got very difficult skin, very sensitive skin. Now I don't anymore because I've switched to the Mateo products. So yeah, amazing. So yeah, just any natural organic baby products. Again, doesn't have to be these if you can't get your hands on these, but we are trying to make these more readily available all over the world. But definitely do your research with that, because I know you can be overwhelmed with the amount of different products that they offer babies. But honestly, what I would say, the key advice that I would give you is go as simple as you can. Go as organic and natural as you can. These are Cosmos Organic. So they've got an eco cert, which is a very difficult label to get your hands on, especially here in Europe. They are very, very strict, very strict here. Vegan friendly, gluten free, and nut free. So yeah, very, very natural products. And again, same goes with the skincare. Mitch started Mateo with hashtag natural as you can get, because all of the junk that exists in the world today is crazy and it's scary. So yes, I feel like I've been talking forever. I said my next video was going to be a long one. Now, I honestly probably am going to think of more things, but I already had quite a list and I didn't want to, I knew it was already going to be long, but right now, 23 weeks pregnant, these are the products that I've already put to a side and I will 100% use. I also have the pram and all of that and the bassinet, but again, I didn't use those very frequently with my other two kids, like hardly ever. This, yes, but again, if you don't have the bottom piece with the wheels, you can, and you need to go out, like to the shop or whatever, you can just put them in the trolley. But yeah, if you want to go for a walk or something, you do need the wheels. But it's just things like that. Like I actually used to avoid doing it because the wheels were so big and bulky and a pain to get out the door. And that's why I just made a list of these products. And if you take my advice and you use these products, you will not regret it, because the fact that this is my third baby and I'm 100% confident that I'm going to use these again, it says a lot over the products anyway. And again, this is a very new YouTube channel. I don't have any affiliates or any sponsorships or anything like that going. That's why I also wanted to make this video now, because I feel like I'm going to give you as true and honest of an opinion as I can. You know, these are products that I've had for 4+ years. So can't get any more true than that. Anyway, I hope that you found today's video informative and helpful. Sorry if I babbled on for very, very long and you had to do a lot of skipping. This is just me. Get very passionate about something and I cannot stop talking. And when it comes to items that you're going to use for your newly born baby, it's important, you know, it's important. And some of these things can really save your day when you are in the thick of it. I know, trust me, I know. I went through postpartum depression with both of my kids. So yeah, I'm probably gonna go through it again. That's what my doctor always says, but I've got positive, you know, I'm optimistic. I'm going to be trying a few different things, which I'll make a whole separate video on. But knowing that I experienced that with both my other kids, you know, definitely is in the back of my mind. You know, it does make me think, you know, what can I do to make it as easy as possible for me and give me a peace of mind? And products like, you know, this and this will just make it that tiny little bit easier, which is, even if it's just like a tiny little decimal of a point, it's still, when you're postpartum and when you're in, I'm not going to say newborn trenches, I don't want to use that word because it's a beautiful time. It's just hard, you know, it's difficult. It is difficult. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. If there are any items, if you are a second or third time mom and there are any items that I have not mentioned and you want to help other moms out, please leave it in the comments down below. Let's all just help each other out. That is the whole point of why I made this YouTube channel. No judgment. Let's just all be nice to each other. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Give this video a hype if you want to. It helps the algorithm know that you really enjoyed this video and helps boost it to other moms, to other parents that want to learn this stuff and see more of this. Subscribe along for more. I am here every Sunday and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye.